Have you seen Tommy Lasorda in the last few years? I mean,
that time Lasorda will be up Wednesday speaking at BC in Boston at Fenway Park, as a matter of fact. Right? They're having their annual sports dinner at Fenway Park. Yeah, I see him all the time. Yeah.
So did you take a lot from him as a manager?
Yeah, I took, anytime he had like a new golf shirt, he'll tell you about that, seriously. Yeah, but he was a great manager. I never got to play for him in the major leagues. I got to the major leagues, he was still in the minor leagues. He got traded before he got to the major leagues as a coach. But I played for a few Hall of Fame managers, Walt Dawson, Tom Lasorda, Dick Williams.
So you Rangers, first job in the big leagues, the manager?
Yes. I was a third base coach for the New York Mets when I was 31. When I was 35, I became the manager of the Texas Rangers, and that was mainly because my roommate, from when I was with the roommates, and I had roommates that dates me also, doesn't it? When I was with the New York Mets was a guy named Tom Grieve, who became the general manager of the Texas Rangers, who, when he decided to fire his manager, he hired me. And I was just like one of these guys out here now. I had no experience managing, and it showed.
Okay, you know what I'm going to ask you next, right?
Probably.
Yep. Okay. With the glasses. Yeah. Groucho Marx glasses, right? So you must have bought these at some point and planned that when you get thrown out, I'm going to...
It's a really long story. You don't really want this story.
Yes, we do. I've had 10 people...
Do we have time for like a 3-minute story?
Yeah.
This is your team, this is your organization, Okay. Quick 3-minute story. He's talking about one time I got thrown out of a game and I came back and I kind of had disguise on, as everyone thinks about. Here's what happened. It's not like I was just a jerk and I wanted to put on a disguise and come back. My team was doing pretty well, and then we hit the skid. Hey, look at it, look, right there in the middle, look. I guess everybody knows about that. They weren't quite that bad, see, because I already had the nose. I'm Italian, So I didn't need the nose and the glasses. What happened, seriously, was my team took a little slide. We lost 6 games in a row, and after a Saturday day game playing against the Yankees, who beat us on Friday and Saturday in this first year interleague series, 3 of my coaches were fired. It was a tough night for me. I didn't like it. I didn't know about it. I had a Sunday conference at Yankee Stadium that explained why they get fired, why we lost 6 games in a row, and how we were going to turn it around and all that stuff. And I predicted at that time, when a writer wanted me to quit with my coaches, that if in the next 55 games, which would take us to September 1st, if our team didn't go 40-15, that I would quit. Okay? Well, the next game we won at Yankee Stadium, or that night we won at Yankee Stadium, and then Monday we won at Shea Stadium, and then on Tuesday we were winning 3-1. And my reliever, John Franco, came over with a 3-run lead, gave up a 2-run homer. The score was high. Now we went into extra innings. I called for a pitch out. Mike Piazza went out for a pitch out. And as he did, this great Drayback threw his bat at the ball. Okay? And he hit Mike Piazza's glove with his bat. And I figured he was going to be called for interfering with Mike trying to throw the ball. But instead, they called Mike for leaving the catcher's box too soon and called him for a catcher's block. You've heard about that, haven't you, Jared? Have you ever heard it called? I never have heard it called. Anyways, so that Mike didn't get thrown out of the game, I went out to talk to the umpire, and I just said, hey, you can't do this. He says, yeah, I'm doing this. And I said, you can't do this. He says, yeah, I'm doing this. And I said, well, can I ask you something? He said, sure. Can I get thrown out for what I'm thinking? And he said, no. So then I told him what I was thinking. And I got thrown out. Okay? And so now, remember, 3 of my coaches got fired 2 days before. And now I have to hand the lineup card over to one of my coaches who are in the dugout with me. And I don't know if they know who's in the bullpen. Because I haven't talked to them 2 days. I didn't really like the fact that they were there. Anyway, I got into the clubhouse. I know it's 2 minutes, I got a minute left. I got into the clubhouse. Rob Ventura, the pinch hit for me. He's now the manager of the Chicago White Sox. He was sitting in his locker. He says, "What the hell are you doing in here?" I said, "They threw me out of the game." He says, "You can't leave those guys out there to manage the team. They don't know who we have." So I said, "I can't go out there, Rob." He said, "Yeah, just take off your uniform. Go out in a t-shirt." I said, "That'll never do, Rob." He said, "Well, then here, put on this hat." He threw me a hat, and he put it on and pulled it down low. And I said, "No, that'll never do, Robin." He says, "The sunglasses are what you need." He threw the sunglasses across the locker room. I took them and I looked in the mirror and I had the sunglasses on in the training room with the hat pulled down and the t-shirt on. And then I looked down and I saw these stickums that they have that they put underneath their eyes, you know, when it's a sunny day. And I pulled one of the stickums off and I put it over here underneath my nose. I took another stickum and I put it over like this. I looked in the mirror, it looked like a mustache. I looked over at Robin and he said, "They'll never know." And I believed him. So I went out to the dugout. I was there for 2 pitches. John Olerud gets a base hit. Ricky Henderson scores the winning run and same thing. I go running out to congratulate me, to show me on camera. I get fined $10,000, suspended 2 games, almost lose my career because of a little levity, you know. And when I went out, I wanted to kind of make the guys smile a little, you know, I wanted to make them laugh because they had that deer in the headlights look, because the manager was thrown out, we had the 6-game losing streak, we blew a 2-run lead, all that nonsense. Well, it made them smile, and the rest of the story, and you could look this up, we were 39-15 with 1 game to go in my managerial life. Because if we lost that 55th game, I have to quit. Because that's what I said in front of the world. And we won 6-1, and we went 40-15, and I got to keep my job. Yeah. So that's that story.
You did good on time.
Not bad. It was about 2 minutes and 48 seconds, right?
If you say so, yeah. So if Robin Vittori's a manager now, so if he does that, we'll know that he started this whole thing.
He always says it wasn't him, and it was him. Because he tries to tell everyone he played every inning of every game, you know.
I remember seeing a documentary on you from Japan, and you were bicycle to the park? Is that what you were doing? I saw you on a bicycle getting hounded for, you were a legend over there. So managers are like players over there.
It was interesting, when Norm introduced me, that I sent that introduction to him. And what it was supposed to say at the end is I'm the only guy to ever manage in the American League here, the National League here, and the Professional League in Japan, and take teams to the World Series. And then at the end of that introduction, it says, I'm also the only guy to ever be fired in the American League, the National League, and the League in Japan. You know? But yeah, I ride a bike all the time. I ride it every day. I'll ride it every day here. I'll probably ride it to the park.
And you learn Japanese pretty quick.
Pretty quick, 6 years.
Yeah.
I hope that's not quick for me. I hope it doesn't take that long to win a championship here in Boston.
Yeah.
No, I don't think I'll have that long.
So it'd be a pretty cool lineup card to fill out every day.
Yeah, lineups are good. You know, the craziest thing about lineups are that last year, the fewest lineups used by any major league team, 30 major league teams, was 105 different lineups. And St. Louis Cardinals won the World Series, and they used 136 different lineups. And it's kind of amazing how we get fixated on the lineup, where in fact, as a manager, I'm always thinking about the 100 lineups that I'm going to use, because that's what every manager uses during the season. Yeah.
Get a lot of these questions. I'd like to get some fan questions in here. They want to know your managing.
Sorry, this is so long, folks. It's almost over. Bear with us. It's almost over.
Your managing style, not just X's and O's, but clubhouse. How you are off the field. A lot of people want to know that. I think they kind of know how you are from here.
Yeah, you can tell.
Yeah.
I'll try to talk to the guys when they need to be talked to. I think a manager is just that guy. In Japan, interestingly enough, the manager isn't called manager. The managers in Japan is the guy who like books the rooms in the hotel, gets the buses, makes sure the planes are going to be there on time, you have enough seats. The guy who puts up the lineup and deals with the team is called the director. And when you think about it, that's really the job of the manager in America. He directs things, you know, like a conductor directs. If the bass needs to be up a little, he needs to get the bass up a little. If you need the violins to get it going, you strike up the violins. If it's too loud, you bring it down. If it's too soft, you bring it up. But the main thing the conductor does, it gets everyone playing together. And that's what my job is. Okay? Make it louder or softer. Put in some violins if that's what needed. Run more or run less. Try to get the bullpen working. But always and every day and every second that I'm moving my arms, my job is to get the group to be together. And to make it sound good for you, because you're the paying audience. To make it look and sound good.
And if you happen to get thrown out, can we see the stick in the glasses again, maybe?
I hope I never get thrown out. I mean, we're winning all the time. Jared's not yelling at the umpire. Josh is not frowning on the mound, you know?
All right, I got one final thing for you. I do a radio show in town.
Yes.
Very lucky to talk to a special author who got the life rights to the uniform number you're wearing, number 25.
Me.
Tony Canigliaro. And he wanted you to have his book.
Well,
his name is Bruce Fitzpatrick, and that's for you, because he's wearing number 25. So that's for you.
Thank you very much. You know, it's an honor. I called Mike Lowe before I got this number because I thought Mike was a great Red Sox, a great man, and he's the last one to wear it. And he graciously said it would be cool for me to wear that number. I did not call Billy or the Canigliaro family because I wanted to see him in person. I haven't done that yet, but I think I'm going to get to do that tomorrow. And if, in fact, they have any objections at all, I'm going to change my number. I want you to know that. But the one thing that I said about this is when Tony C was making his final comeback, and that's after I guess he had that stint with the Angels and tried to come here, and then he took a year off. I laid in separate beds in the same room with him because, again, this is the time of roommates when he was trying to make his final comeback with San Diego Padres. And in 1970, I was beaten with a pitch. My cheekbone was pushed down 3.5 inches. And they told me if it was off by fractions of an inch, you know, I could have been blind, I could have been dead. It was off by a couple inches, because at that time they didn't even have flaps, you know, it was just the helmet. And it was the only conversation I've ever had with anyone where we vividly remembered that time and space, you know, because it's a real private place you don't want to go. And that ball is, it slows down, you know. It like starts coming and it's all of a sudden you think you're getting away from it and you don't get away from it and it hits in the spot and the noise inside your head, you know, and the feeling you have afterwards. And I thought that was one of the most intimate times I ever had with anyone. Obviously, he didn't come to the ballpark the next day and decided to retire forever. And I hope to wear that 25 if the Canigliaro family allows in his honor as well as Mike and everyone else who wore 25 before that. Thank you. This is good.
Thanks a lot for coming up here. Tremendous.
Mike, pleasure. Thank you all for your support of the organization of the Sea Dog and making our players future major leaguers, because you're as much a part of their development as Ben, the managers, and the coaches. I thank you all for doing that.